Good morning, folks. I'm attorney Roger P. Foley, and I'm heading to the office, and then I have I'm working on a few things, and I'm getting ready for mental health court. I have several clients that are in mental health court, experiencing various degrees of schizophrenia and other mental health issues where maybe they think that they are the president, or maybe they are telepathically speaking with Joe Biden, or maybe the aliens have put a chip in their neck, or maybe they're secretly undercover agents, maybe they're a religious leader. There are a lot of issues in mental health court, and it's our job to help these people. It's usually the families that hire you. They're charged with a crime, and I have some not so serious crimes, and I have some very serious crimes, depending on the case. And when you're in mental health court, it's a determination of competency. The court usually assigns a doctor. You have to, alert the court that there's some issues or concerns, right? Because as attorneys, we're not doctors. We can't make that decision, but there's some concerns, and ask for a medical evaluation, a competency evaluation. Once that competency evaluation is done, and that can also be done by the bond court, the judge, people, it can be a condition of bond. So competency evaluation is done. If a doctor says that the person's incompetent, sometimes the state will stipulate, sometimes a second doctor is assigned. If both doctors say incompetent, the judge signs an order that says the person's incompetent, and they start to do rehabilitation, therapy, competency classes. Sometimes the doctors disagree, and a third doctor is assigned, and then there's a hearing to determine, and the court makes the decision after listening to the experts. So the hardest part of it is dealing with folks who do not realize the diminished mental capacity. Right? If you're struggling with mental illness, a lot of times you're not aware of it. Sometimes you are, but a lot of times you are not. And what I find the most difficult is the families, the stress of the families. I've had mothers, fathers crying in my office. I've had them on the phone, hysterical. I've had them struggling. I've also seen where the incompetence or the mental health issues that the family member suffering kind of pass over into the family, almost like if you're around people, like let's say it's me and my brother is dealing with mental illness. It's almost like I start to encompass some of those things, meaning like, I don't want to say it's genetic or anything. It's just like, if I always say, if you're around doctors, you become a doctor. If you're around gang members, you become a gang member. If you're around people who are struggling with mental competency, you may be swayed by some of their arguments, like, oh, that's logic, and your love and your subjective opinion may be flawed because of what they're dealing with. If they're saying, oh, the guy at the store is, looking at me, and oh, we're being followed. Next thing you know, you're kind of looking over your shoulder, like, are you being followed? And you may even start to believe it. So I've had conversations with doctors about that, and apparently, that is something that occurs. So mental illness, especially in criminal cases, is extremely difficult because people are accused of crimes. Like I said, some serious, some not some serious. But I have some serious cases, and the mental capacity of my clients is in question, and I have to do everything I can to make sure that their rights are guarded and that they receive the treatment necessary to help them. And it's a tough job. It just is, but it's tougher for the families. So if you didn't know, now you know. I'm attorney Roger P. Foley, and I'm just talking about mental illness, competency evaluations in the courts and criminal courts. All right. Have a great day. See ya.